Welcome to the Melanated World Network. Produced by DM3 Entertainment. Letting you know that melanin is sexy. And learn to love melanin masculinity. And letting the ladies know that virtuous femininity is your superpower. And encouraging men to be on their purpose. And the ultimate goal is a melanated nuclear family by any means necessary. So sit back and enjoy yourself, and you might learn something. What's up, world? I'm back with another one. Before I get started, I'd like to say thank you to all my boxing fans because I dropped a new video and that joint is at least 1,000 views and climbing. So I appreciate every one of you that subscribed to me having to do with boxing. But as y'all all know, I speak on boxing, politics, social issues, hip hop, and all that jazz. You know what I'm saying? So with this one, I know those who rock out with Donald Trump and those who understand that this society is going to the birds and the animals. And if we don't get a hold to it, it's going to be some problems henceforth. And as you know, the Democrats been crying and whatnot because Donald Trump has been kicking their butts. And he was just on Meet the Press doing his thing on Meet the Press. So like I told you, until 2024 and Donald Trump gets back in office, I'm trying to help all the melanated people understand to get out of the brainwash situation y'all been in for decades and understand that if your circle ain't rocking like it's supposed to, then y'all need to stop messing with them Democrats and maybe try a different way. And what I'm going to do here is hit you with some more people who woke up and understand what's going on with Donald Trump and the Republican Party and what's going on with them Democrats. So here's the first video from this young lady, and we about to get it in. So check it out. Let's go.
I'm going to challenge all black people for this 2024 election to stop going to your polling place and just voting Democrat, Democrat, Democrat without even knowing what's going on just because you've been told to always vote for the Democratic Party. What has the Democratic Party done for us as black people in the past, I don't fucking know, 50 years? Even the first black president, he didn't do shit for the advancement of black people in this country whatsoever. Barack Obama did more for the LGBTQ community, more for the gay community, signing laws protecting them and their advancement and their rights than he did for black people the entire 8 years he was in office. So why are we still sitting up here voting Democrat when they don't do shit for us? When we have old white men telling us, you ain't black if you don't vote for me, but then he goes into office and does absolutely nothing for black Americans, but we sit up here and we vote Democrat every single time because we've been told to. Hasn't helped you, hasn't helped your mama, and it's not gonna help your kids.
Like that beautiful young lady said, it ain't help your mama, it ain't gonna help your kids. Meaning, look back at the decade before you. Did the Democrats do anything for you? No. And look at the generations that's coming after you. You keep voting for Democrats, they're not gonna do nothing for your kids or your great grandchildren or none of that. So y'all need to wake up and realize that you've been bamboozled, you've been hoodwinked for all these years, and it's time to wake up. Don't be woke, wake up. So that's a young lady. So now we're going to go on to this young lady that's Hispanic, and she's going to tell you how she feels. So let's go.
It was just weird. It was weird that Trump, I don't know, triggered me. And then here I am today. I'm backing him up. I'm freaking, backing him up as if he's my own father or family or something, because I'm seeing what he's doing, I'm seeing what he's doing on the ground. He's not only just talk, he's all about action, and I like that. I like that he does what he says he's going to do. I really appreciate that. Yeah, he is real, and I appreciate that. He has no cut cards. He tells you straight out it is. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. It is what it is. You literally get what you see. and I appreciate that. And I support him 2020. I mean, if he could 2024, I'll do 2024 if anybody else, but right now I'm happy with him. I don't agree with everything, but the majority of it I agree with it. This immigration thing, if anything, that makes him the opposite of racist if you ask me.
He's putting his country first. If it was Mexico doing it, nobody would say a thing. They'll be like, okay,
no one
that's
is
their
the problem. I'm
country.
so sick of people blaming America
And it's
for it.
like the child trafficking is very serious. Almost like I think 600,000 kids go missing a year. It's super serious, and they go across the.
Now, see, you heard it from our melanated Hispanic sisters. They explain to you that Donald Trump gives it to you like it is. He's not a politician. He's a businessman. And he knows that we need to put America first. And also the fact, like she said, he's not perfect, but none of us are. But at least we know that he's not about a bunch of bullcrap trying to get over on the people, because he's just like us, where he's trying to make America great again, MAGA, you know what I'm saying? And when he say great again, it's for every one of us. Melanated Americans, Hispanic Americans, white Americans, all Americans. So get out of that brainwashed state that when they say make America great again, they're only speaking about white folks. They are talking about us all, because we are all Americans. And also, we have to come out 2024 in droves, because this video was back when it was 2020 and she was talking like this, and a lot of people didn't wake up to it because they was in their feelings. But like, we're going to get into this next video, and I love this young lady. I'm telling you, I don't know where she is, but yo, if she was single, I'd definitely get with her. But listen to her point and what she's saying. And melanated people, which they call you, aka black people, get out your feelings. Let's check it out and listen to what she got to say. Let's go.
See, I'm hearing a lot of emotional foolishness, like Donald Trump doesn't like us, and anybody that likes him doesn't like me. Ain't nobody gotta like your insecure ass. We are voting on policies, and you're allowing them to jerk you around every time they say things like, they're racist, go vote. Oh, they called you monkeys, go vote. Oh, now they're wearing blackface. Get to the polls, niggas, get to the polls. They do that to you and play with your emotions because they don't think you're intelligent enough to have real policies that are important to you. Like for me, school choice is important. The right to bear arms. Knowing whether or not my 13-year-old daughter can go in the bathroom and not have a pair of balls jangling in her face. That's important to me. We're voting on policies, not personalities. If you're worried about somebody liking you, you'll never get ahead in life. When you go to the polls tomorrow, we're voting on policies, not personalities. I don't give a damn who like me. Half of you probably don't like me, and guess what? I don't like you either.
If you're still rocking with me and you're still watching this video up to now, I'd just like to say thank you. And definitely keep watching, because as y'all know, before Trump even tried to run for office, he was America's sweetheart. Everybody loved Trump. Everybody was on his shows. The rappers used to talk about him. They used to love him. Everybody wanted to be like Trump. But when he got in office, or when he wanted to run for president, he became enemy number one. And if you continue watching this video, near the end, I'm going to show you a video where it shows you why he is now so-called an enemy to America, and he is so-called, what they keep calling him racist, and keep calling him crazy, keep saying as he's a narcissist, because there's something that he wants to do that's going to make us great, and he's not scared of these people, and they're scared of him. So continuing on with this same point here about us as melanated people, get out your feelings, stop being in your feelings. And this young man is going to break it down for you too. Check him out.
Left knows exactly how to bait black people because they use things like racism. The other day, Michelle Obama went on TV. She gave a whole speech, talked about how Trump was this and Trump was that. And at the very end of what she said, she made sure to say, and yes, it is racist. You know why? Because the minute you call anything racist or you add race into it, black people get emotional and they come out. Kamala did the same thing because they know how to bait black people in. Here's my thing, and I've told black people this before, who are Democrat. I don't try to convince Democrats to be Republican. What I try to convince them to do is know your history and read a little bit. Do your research. If you still want to vote Democrat, do what you do, but be an educated and an informed voter. Most Democrats can't tell you why they Democrats. They just hate Donald Trump. They can't even tell you what Biden did in 47 years, but they're going to vote for him. They can't tell you what Kamala did while she was in California, locking black people up left and right, but they're going to vote for her. When will the slaves get off the plantation? You know what happens when slaves get off their plantation? The house tell on them.
Now that young man dropped some jewels on you, and hopefully you had your mind right and you understood everything he said. Now, one thing I must say, he said he not trying to make anybody into no Republican. If you want to be a Democrat, be a Democrat. But I'm going to tell you straight up, on my page, I'm telling you, y'all need to get off that plantation. Y'all need to leave them Democrats alone, because behind closed doors, they are the true racists. They smile in your face, but they stab you in the back every time by not doing nothing for you. So I'm telling you, leave those Democrats alone. Malcolm told you to leave them liberal Democrats alone. And y'all need to wake up. It's been years since he passed away. And it's time for us to take back the party that belongs to us, and that's the Republican Party. Especially if you a Christian, a Muslim, you conservative, you believe in the nuclear family and all that jazz, then you need to be rocking with the Republicans and do it that way. And then also, like I said earlier in the video, they scared to mess with Trump because Trump about to do some things to make things better. And this next video is going to tell you that's why they're trying to indict him. They're trying to hold things back because they don't want him there. And it's up to you to put him back where he belongs, because he belongs there to help us. So I'm not going to say much more. Check out this video.
How can my corrupt political opponent, crooked Joe Biden, put me on trial during an election campaign that I'm winning by a lot, but forcing me nevertheless to spend time and money away from the campaign trail in order to fight bogus, made-up accusations and charges? That's what they're doing. I'm sorry, I won't be able to go to Iowa today. I won't be able to go to New Hampshire today because I'm sitting in a courtroom on bullshit because his attorney general charged me with something. Terrible.
Like my mother used to say, them Democrats is trying to serve that sugar, honey, and iced tea, constantly trying to put all type of indictments on Trump because they scared. You know, Tupac voice. But if you don't know nothing as a melanated American, you should know this much. Whatever America tries to keep from you must be what you need. Listen to me again. Whatever they try to keep from you must be what you need. And like we are about to watch this next video, this young man here is explaining to you that if you're already a millionaire, already a rich man, you can't be bought. And that's one of the problems that why they got issues with Trump, because Trump wants to put America first and he ain't being bought like the rest of these politicians, because once again, like I told you, Trump is not a politician. Trump is a businessman. So check out this next brother. And like I said, if you're still rocking with me, thank you, because the part that's coming up, why they try to make you hate Trump so much, is coming up next. Let's go.
We don't do that. I'm not a political person, but what I will say is this. I'm gonna always support a patriot.
Yeah.
And what I know is that just a couple things. One, you can't lobby a billionaire. And anybody that understands politics understands that politics is ran by lobbyists.
Exactly.
So somebody who has a lot of money and somebody who's always kind of done their own independent thing, you can't influence him to move how you want him to move. The man stands for what he stands for. He stands on what he stands on. He don't care how nobody feel about it.
Did you go to the jail yesterday for the rally?
We was up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Both of you? Oh, great. What's your name?
But let me say this too. As a country, we need Trump. And I honestly think Trump is going to be our last president, the way things is going. But I look forward to him being back in office, because when he was in office, we all had money. He had Mexico in check. He had Russia in check. And when I listened to the man spoke as if he was concerned about this country. I don't know if that's true. I take all politicians with a grain of salt, but I look at the track record, and the track record is impressive. And at the end of the day, whatever it is that they're trying to do right now, all it's doing is helping the campaign. You guys know like I know.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
What
Trump
did you
for
think
president.
what did you think about the mugshot?
I thought it was hilarious. I'm going to make a t-shirt out of it.
I know, right? That's what we said. Trump's already selling mugshot t-shirts on his website.
We got Kindred Vines.
Exactly.
We have now come to the part of the video where, like I told you, if you rock out with me, I'm going to give you the evidence and the reason why the government doesn't want Trump to be liked by you and any other American person here. And bear with me. It's a little long because it's going to drop a whole bunch of proofs and evidences why they brainwashing the American people to think that Donald Trump is not who you need to have in office. But I'm going to tell you, once again, he is who America needs if we're going to save this country. So check this video out, and I'll be back with you after this video. Let's go.
Everyone's in on the Great Reset. Well, almost everyone. There's one guy who's got the power to do something to stop it, and you know exactly where I'm going. And they made a mistake. They tried to get Trump on their side, so they invited Donald Trump to Davos, I think a couple of times. But in January, when Donald Trump, I think, really began to see the beast that he was up against, he went to Davos, to the World Economic Forum, and he stuck a mega finger in their eye.
We're committed to conserving the majesty of God's creation and the natural beauty of our world. But to embrace the possibilities of tomorrow, we must reject the perennial prophets of doom and their predictions of the apocalypse. These alarmists always demand the same thing: absolute power to dominate, transform, and control every aspect of our lives. We will never let radical socialists destroy our economy, wreck our country.
2 days after Donald Trump gave that speech, the 89-year-old leftist weirdo billionaire George Soros made an emergency intervention where, at Davos, once again, warning that the U.S. 2020 election will determine the, quote, fate of the whole world. Now, in the context of Davos, take a look at this one more time. This is a month after Donald Trump addressed Davos and stuck the MAGA finger in their face. Here's what Francis, the Vatican, and Jeffrey Sachs had to say in response.
And it is a dangerous country right now. It will be absolutely dangerous if Trump wins re-election. Trump wins re-election. Trump wins re-election.
Francis invited this guy to the Amazon Synod as an honored guest and advisor. He's also Bernie Sanders' advisor. What's he doing in the Vatican? Why is this guy who's a promoter for socialist, out and out socialist, Bernie Sanders, what's he doing advising the Pope? Why does he have entree to the Vatican, friends? Sachs supports abortion and contraception, but that's not a problem for the Vatican. For the Vatican, for Pope Francis, and for his friends at the UN, Donald Trump is the problem, obviously, friends.
Clearly, I consider the Trump administration a danger to the world, but I regard it as a purely temporary phenomenon that will disappear in 2020.
Do you get it? Do you see why there's so much hate for Trump? Because with all of his faults, again, he's the capitalist. He's not the globalist. He never will be one of them. which is why he pulled the United States out of the Paris Climate Agreement. Donald Trump pulled the United States out of the World Health Organization. That's Bill Gates and company. And now he's threatening to pull the United States out of the World Trade Organization. People say, yeah, well, Donald Trump got married twice. He's a bad guy. Really? He's right in the face of the demons on this, friends. Nobody ever said he was a saint. He's knocking the sacred cows of the United Nations down all over the world right now.
The General Assembly routinely votes 185 against the United States on almost everything right now.
And you remember, speaking of the United Nations, in November of 2019, again, right before COVID landed, Trump went to the UN, on the floor of the General Assembly, and he declared war on globalism.
Wise leaders always put the good of their own people and their own country first. The future does not belong to globalists. The future belongs to patriots.
And shortly after the speech at the UN, Donald Trump delivered, what do you think happened? The coronavirus was unleashed on the world, and Trump's booming U.S. economy went on life support. Do you think that was an accident? So when they tell all of us to stay home, wear your mask so grandma doesn't get sick, please understand what's really going on here. They don't care about your grandmother. They don't care about old people, these people. They don't care about babies. They want them aborted so that they can save the common home. Abort babies, millions of them all over the world. They don't care about babies. They don't care about old people. In fact, if you want to save your grandma, tell the globalists to stay the hell away from her. You remember how some of them, like Cuomo and characters like this, were running COVID recovering patients through nursing homes? That's how much they care about grandma. And the name of the game now is to bring the United States economy to its knees, get it out of the way, so that everyone will want the Great Reset. Make the new normal so intolerably abnormal that even you and I, maybe, at some point in the near future, will be begging for the vaccines because we'll be driven crazy by that point. Begging for whatever else is going to keep us safe according to our jailers and our handlers and our zookeepers. You see? That's what they want. That's why they keep using this term, new normal. You know what we do to fight back? Go to work. Go back to school. If you're healthy, take off the mask. And for heaven's sake, go back to church and pray that Trump wins in November. That's what the reset was all. That's what the Russia hoax was all about. That's what the impeachment hoax was all about. Don't you see? For 4 years, I've been trying to stop this man because if he strengthens America, if he makes it great again, if he brings the economy back again, the reset won't happen. The New World Order is going to be set way back. Who knows when they're going to have another COVID opportunity like this one again, and they know it. So ask yourselves why they hate this man. These folks, these men, they hate God. They hate the unborn. They hate the traditional family. They hate you. And they hate Donald Trump, whose political opponents, by the way, right now are knocking statues of saints to the ground. They're beating up cops, and they're burning flags. You say you don't like Trump. I'm sorry, friends, but who cares? That doesn't really matter anymore. But you think of Trump's personality or his tweets. Look at the big picture. The choice is simple, friends. Stand with America right now, or fall with the New World Order in the not-so-distant future. There's no other choice.
If you got this far in the video, once again, I say thank you. And like he said, if you're a patriot, if you're an individual who wants America to continue great things and do great things for melanated Americans, then you have to wake up, not be woke, but wake up, get your brain up, and understand that Trump is the answer to save us all, to keep us away from this new world order, to keep us away from all this nonsense, because if we don't, the end is coming. And do me a favor so this video grows and be a part of the resistance. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Share this video on TikTok. Share this video on Instagram. Share this video on Facebook. Let people know that it is time for us to stop being, I say brainwashed, but stop being, like Malcolm said, you have been bamboozled, you have been hoodwinked, so stop it and wake up. And I'm going to end this video with this young man right here. He said enough, and I'm going to end it like that, so I'll give you the piece now, but listen to what he got to say, and I'll check you later, and thanks for watching this video, and thanks for hitting that like. Let's go.
What the fuck makes you think they're not afraid of Trump if they're going after Donald Trump? What the fuck makes you think Donald Trump can't do something about it if they're going after Donald Trump? It's clear he's a threat to them. Give Donald Trump your fucking vote. Smarten the fuck up. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
The American public is not stupid. They're not going to buy this.
The American public are a bunch of fucking morons. You know it and I know it. They will buy whatever we sell.